Hey folks, how's it going? I'm Randy with Nerds Templar, and today we're going to give you a Catholic VR review of Rated Teen. If you're interested, check out the video in the description for a quick rundown of how exactly this review process will work. Now, let's get started. According to the official game summary, multi-award-winning smash hit SUPERHOT VR blurs the lines between cautious strategy and unbridled mayhem. The definitive VR experience. Time moves only when you move. No regenerating health bars. No conveniently placed ammo drops. It's you, alone, outnumbered and outgunned. Snatch weapons from fallen enemies to shoot, slice, and dodge through a truly cinematic hurricane of slow-motion bullets. It's like nothing you have ever played before. Something is different here. Lose track of what's real. SUPERHOT VR is certainly a unique experience. A remake of the original SUPERHOT for PC. It is an action bullet time game that has some strategy elements as you try to defeat waves of red dudes with the tools given to you in each wave. The enemies, as well as you, can only take one hit, making every move you make, which also speeds up time, very meaningful. Other than the story, the game also has different game modes, such as hardcore with no slow motion, or endless, which is like a survival mode. The story itself, from what I could gather, will give you some Matrix vibes, so expect that sort of take on the world, for what little plot there is in the game. Don't get me wrong though, the story isn't terrible. Finally, I should mention, without going into too much detail, that the developers had removed some content previously. While some that have played with this content before may feel like it was a bad move, I feel that the content may have also brought the moral rating of this review down quite a bit, and so it may have perhaps been for the best. I didn't play it before they removed the content, but I feel like it was probably a bit much given the teen rating the game has. Now for the pros. First, SUPERHOT VR, while being a game mainly about killing the red dudes, is really just a game about shattering these polygonal people, and so it could be worse, all things considered. Secondly, you won't only get Matrix vibes from the story, but also from dodging all of the bullets in slow motion. Third, though it's a simple game, I feel like it's a really smooth experience for how old it is, and also how much speed changing and physics is involved in the game. My final pro is that the game is, in my opinion, a really good introduction into virtual reality. While it didn't begin as a VR game, it's one of those games that was basically meant for VR, and that's pretty obvious from the story. Now for the cons. As mentioned before, one cannot overlook that the game is almost solely about killing the red dudes, which certainly is questionable, but obviously unavoidable in a game like this. My second con is that the game becomes harder the less play space you have, and so having more space equals a better experience. Again, this is not always something a VR game can avoid. Third, but again not a big con for me, is the fact that the developers did remove some of the content, but that can always be changed in the future. Lastly, I feel that the overall amount of content doesn't really justify the cost, and so I definitely recommend getting this game on sale if you're going to buy it. Time now for the ratings. For gameplay and feel, I give SUPERHOT VR an A. It is quite a fun game, though kind of simple overall, and it runs and feels great. For purpose and depth though, I give SUPERHOT VR a B, mostly because I feel that there are other games for the same price or less which may provide more content, though obviously not the same content. This, plus the fact that it is, besides the short story, not meant to be a very deep game, is why I give it a B. Not bad. Now, for the truth rating, I give SUPERHOT VR a C, because the game's plot is such that it seems to blur the lines a little bit between human and computer. You should make sure that your children, or you, have some grip on truth and reality, which is a good caution for any game which has some suggestive truths or morals embedded in them. This isn't too drastic though, so I think it warrants a C in truth. And for the moral rating, I give SUPERHOT VR another C, because along with the reasons given for the truth rating, it is still impossible to get around the fact that the game revolves around killing the red dudes, even if they are just polygonal people, and it is relatively non-violent for a game with weapons, due to the polygonal nature of the characters. Overall, I give SUPERHOT VR a B+. It is a very fun and engaging game, but the price is a little steep, and it is still, in the end, just a game about killing the polygonal red dudes. While the story is relatively innocent compared with most other games, if you're considering this for your child, just be sure that they aren't very easily influenced. Finally, for the minimum age recommended, I say anyone around the age 14 to 16 and up could probably play SUPERHOT VR. Along with the perhaps confusing philosophy behind the story, the fact that the game revolves around killing, even if they are just polygon guys, is somewhat problematic, but it isn't so violent that it basically requires being a young adult. Thanks for watching. If the video was helpful or you just enjoyed it, please give a like and be sure to subscribe. And please leave your thoughts of the review of SUPERHOT VR in the comments below, and be sure to share any games you would like to see reviewed here. For now, I'm Randy, and this is Nerds Templar. Peace.